Right, so in concluding our stance on the negative side against the proposal for raising the minimum wage to $10.10, we generally believe that the minimum wage increases that would not directly affect the poor, those that in which this policy would be intended to aid. Most of its effects would be directed towards things that are other groups, other demographics, other individuals, and especially those who make significantly above the poverty line. Also, in regards to the affirmative stance on purchasing power, the benefits that would accrue from the whatever increases in purchasing power is generally negligible, not sufficient to actually implement a whole law or a whole federal-wide change in policy. The law itself could harm businesses. It can reduce their income, profits, or whatever. It's has a effect that really is immeasurable at this point, and it is economics. And not only that, but the minimum wage law itself is not perfect. It doesn't really perform to what we generally believe it to or what we expect it to. There's large swaths of workers, laborers, who are not even paid the current minimum wage and who won't be affected by any minimum wage increases. And furthermore, even if they are being paid at the new minimum wage, they can have their hours cut due to economics because they all have to be paid according to the marginal revenue product. And just general non-compliance of the industries, because with those laborers who are all earning $5 an hour, they're just going to stay where they are. And even those who will get paid more, there may be some who get moved out of poverty. There will be many also, though not as much perhaps, who will be forced even further into poverty. It'll be even more poor than they were before because of unemployment. They'll be losing their jobs, and that could be a result of the marginal revenue product, as I mentioned before, which would push some workers out who don't perform as well, and also because of the possible negative effects on business as they lose profits and they can't afford to hire large staff. And generally, that is our reasoning behind why this proposal for a minimum wage to $10.10 is risky, dangerous, and doesn't really do what we are really expecting or honestly hoping it would do. Maybe it could be possible if we can reform the laws in the future, or if we can make sure that those companies and industries who do not comply to the law, that we can prove that instead. But raising the minimum wage would not do much as a result of those already existing circumstances. And that's it.